Alrighty, well, good morning. As you can see, we got some wood, some stain, and some topless countertops. And we have no countertops. So we're gonna hopefully change that today. We're gonna do some cutting, some staining, hopefully start mounting some things. And we have a beautiful day here in November, which is kind of rare, but we'll make the most out of it. As you saw from one of the previous channels, we have the solar panels up, hooked up to the battery and everything. So we're getting a little bit of charge now from that, which is nice. So cool to watch it just kind of charge on its own without having to do any work. But yeah, like I said, we'll measure, start cutting, stain, let that dry in the sun for a little bit since it's nice out, and then hopefully later this afternoon, we'll be mounting some of the countertops. So stay tuned. Here's the stain that we're using. So I did 2 coats, 2 good sized coats. You didn't want to go too terribly dark, but also not crazy light. So here's a kind of good look at what it looks like. And obviously it looks a little bit brighter in the sun, but that's pretty much it. So we're just letting these dry out in the sun for a little bit while we work on some other things. Well, good morning. This is the next day now, and so it got a little bit too dark last night to keep on filming, but this is kind of where we left off. So these are just kind of put in place now. We got the little trim piece down at the bottom here. You can see kind of what the counter is and the doors are gonna look like. So here's a good example of the first compartment done. And then what I actually did is took this, I used a step bit, and I think it goes up to 3/4 of an inch, and just drill through, and it's perfect size for opening and closing slides. So these are, it's just plastic on plastic, so it's pretty smooth to slide. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of silicone in the channel here, so hopefully that'll kind of grip it a little bit, and probably have to do the same at the top, that way it slows it down evenly. But here's kind of where we're at now. This middle piece here on the left and this middle piece on the right are screwed down now, and I'll show you guys here. You can see, so I decided to go this way, these little hinges, so putting the T-nuts into the channel, and then it's just screwed in right to the side here. We put glue inside of the wood where those screws go into place, and we use longer, I think they were probably about 1-inch screws to hold it in place. And we did 4 of those, so 2 on each of these little cubes. And let's hop in here and I'll show you. So we used Strut on Amazon. It was, I believe they're 22 pounds each. But here's kind of a good example. We actually had to drill out that bracket because those bolts didn't fit in that little slot there. So we just had to drill out the ends to keep it from moving around. And then fully extended, we hooked it up to right here. And then you can play around with this bottom piece. Once your top is mounted, you can play around with this. So if this, you slide it out a little bit further, it'll open up higher, I believe. Yeah, because it's more at an angle. It'll open up higher, but it won't close all the way, as opposed to here. So we just kind of moved it around. I think I started right up here initially, and then figured out that it wasn't compressing all the way, so then I just slid it back. And then same thing with this side. Same kind of concept there. So there you can see, opens up nicely. This one's just going to be hard mounted, so we're not going to put a strut on that one, and then the fridge is going to live right on top of there. Here's a look at where the sink is going to be. So this one, we're going to use those corner brackets that we've been using for the rest of the build. These ones down here. We're going to use these under here, go up, and then just use some wood screws that goes into the wood. And then we're going to hold off on that till tomorrow because that's when our sink will come in. But it's a 15 by 15 sink, so it'll cover a lot of this area. And then it's 9 inches, it drops down 9 inches there. And then we'll probably end up drilling some holes down there. And then that's where the drain is gonna be. And then down here is gonna be where our water tank is gonna be too. So you can see, we're gonna do a plug-in down here. So that's just an Amazon one. It's just pretty much an extension cable. It's gonna run underneath here. It's gonna plug into our inverter there, and then this button, we'll probably end up mounting it right next to it, maybe on the other side. Not too sure yet, but and that just remotely turns it on from farther away. Otherwise, there's a on and off switch right on this side there.